Are you living life for yourself or just performing for society's approval? A. From the clothes we wear to the career we chase, society whispers, do this or you'll fail. But what if you could break free and live life your way without fear of judgment? This is where Diogenes, the ancient rebel philosopher, comes in. Diogenes lived 2,300 years ago in Greece, yet his lessons feel more relevant than ever today. While others chased wealth, reputation, and power, Diogenes chose freedom. He rejected society's expectations and asked a bold question: why do we obey rules that don't make us happy? And this is exactly what we'll explore today. How to be free from society's expectations, the Diogenes way. First, let's understand what exactly are society's expectations. They are invisible rules that shape our behavior, even when no one forces us. Think about it. How often do you dress, speak, or even think a certain way just to avoid judgment? This pressure is everywhere. Social media, family, workplace, even friendships. But Diogenes saw through it. He believed most people were slaves, not to chains, but to opinion. He asked, if society's rules make us miserable, why follow them at all? Diogenes wasn't just talking, he lived it, and his actions shocked everyone. He gave up his house and lived inside a barrel in Athens. Why? To prove that comfort and freedom are not the same thing. When people mocked him, he laughed. When they rejected him, he didn't care. He found joy in freedom, not in society's approval. What about you? Would you dare to live differently if no one was watching? Society tells us we need fancy clothes to be respected. Diogenes wore rags to show respect should come from truth, not fashion. Society says success is wealth. Diogenes said, true wealth is needing less. Society says happiness comes from approval. Diogenes laughed at praise and insults alike. To him, both approval and rejection were chains. This freedom shocked people, even powerful leaders. When Alexander met him and asked, "What can I do for you?" Diogenes replied, "Step aside, you're blocking my sunlight." This was not arrogance, it was freedom from need. Most people need power to feel secure. Diogenes only needed the sun. He proved that happiness is not about possessions, but perspective. Everywhere he went, he questioned the rules society blindly followed. He asked, why chase luxury when nature already gives us enough? Why live for applause when inner peace is louder? Why obey rules that make us miserable? This is why many called him crazy, but also wise. So ask yourself, which chains are holding you down today? Diogenes didn't just talk about freedom, he lived it in the most shocking ways. He believed society's rules were artificial, so he broke them to prove a point. One time, he wandered Athens with a lantern in broad daylight. When asked why, he replied, "I am looking for an honest man." This wasn't madness, it was a protest against hypocrisy. He wanted to expose how people hide behind appearances instead of truth. Another time, he mocked luxury by eating simple food in public. When society tried to shame him, he slipped the shame back on them. He once saw a boy drinking water with his hands. Diogenes threw away his cup, saying, "The boy has outdone me in simplicity." To him, freedom meant needing as little as possible. Less need equals less control from society. This is why he shocked people with outrageous behavior. He wanted to remind us, rules are only powerful if we obey them blindly. He lived like a dog, free of shame, free of excess, free of chains. In fact, that's where the name cynic comes from, meaning dog-like. Society said, "Be proper." Diogenes replied, "Be real." He believed we should live according to nature, not fake traditions. That meant embracing simplicity, honesty, and courage. Would you dare to live with so little if it meant true freedom? Diogenes even challenged the idea of power. When rulers threatened him, he answered without fear. He once said, "The only true ruler is the one who masters himself." For him, freedom was inner strength, not control over others. This is why he embarrassed society, to wake people up. He wanted to prove shame only exists if you believe in it. So he lived without shame, free to act naturally. Most people found this offensive, but deep down they envied his freedom. He proved society's chains are only as strong as our fear of judgment. And when you stop fearing judgment, you become unstoppable. This is the heart of Diogenes' rebellion. He exposed the lies behind society's expectations. He asked us to see truth, not appearances. To live by wisdom, not by opinion. And to seek happiness within, not in applause. So ask yourself, are you chasing approval or chasing freedom? This radical life made Diogenes hated by some, but respected by the wise. He wasn't trying to be liked, he was trying to be free. And his rebellion still challenges us today. Diogenes lived over 2,000 years ago, but his lessons are timeless. His question remains, why live for society's approval when we can live free? But how can we apply this in our modern, noisy world? Let's explore practical steps to escape society's chains, the Diogenes way. Step 1. Question the rules you follow. Ask yourself, do I believe this, or am I just obeying? Step 2. Simplify your needs. The fewer things you need, the freer you become. Step 3. Practice shameless honesty. Stop hiding to please others and be real, even if some disapprove. Step 4. Build inner strength, not outer image. Focus on character over reputation. Step 5. Learn to laugh at judgment, insults. Once you stop fearing opinions, you unlock real freedom. Step 6. Live closer to nature. Nature teaches simplicity, balance, and peace, values Diogenes lived by. Step 7. Redefine success. Instead of chasing more, define success as freedom, peace, and self-respect. Which of these steps do you need most in your life today? Remember, Diogenes wasn't loved by everyone, but he was truly free. He showed us that real freedom comes when you no longer need approval. In a world addicted to likes and validation, his lesson is urgent. A. You don't have to copy Diogenes exactly, but you can live his spirit. That spirit is courage, the courage to be yourself. Courage to walk away from chains. Courage to live with less but feel more alive. A. Courage to laugh at opinions and choose truth. This is Diogenes' gift, a map to inner freedom. And in today's world of pressure and performance, his voice still matters. Because freedom is not out there, it's inside you. Ask yourself, who am I living for? Myself or their approval? A. If the answer is their approval, then maybe it's time to change. You don't need to wait for permission to be free. Freedom begins the moment you stop living for others. This is the Diogenes way. Bold, simple, fearless. A way that asks, do you dare to live differently? So tell me, what chain would you break first? Money, status, or approval? If you stayed with me this far, you've already taken the first step. Now it's your turn. Live freer, think bolder, and never be chained again. If this journey inspires you, like, subscribe, and share, because together we can light the lantern of freedom.